Hi, my name is Mehïka. I am the founder of Make It Move, which includes people behind the hustle and the list. And
I'm Big Sas. I'm a music artist, I'm a visual artist, and also a curator. And this is my
love
journey.
So, you ladies look beautiful today. Love the hair. So tell me, how did it start? How did this journey into locking your hair? Let's go back to the beginning. So who wants to start?
Let's
I'll
go back
start.
to the beginning, girl.
Let's start. So I could vividly remember when I decided to lock my hair. I was in high school. And I remember getting a whole bunch of hairstyles that I was doing myself. I was braiding my hair, and I tried a hairstyle that was locked. It was like a faux lock in high school, and I loved it. I fell in love, and I was just like, my hair is like 4C, 4C, the strongest, like the toughest. So managing my hair was very difficult, having to comb through it, braid through it, blow dry it. So at one point, after I did the faux lock braids, I was like, why don't I just lock my hair? And so I started the uncomfortable journey. I'm starting from a little baby fro, twisting them up, and it's been like my babies ever since.
What about you, Mehïka?
Well, for me, I've always wanted lock, kind of, especially after seeing Lauryn Hill. But I grew up in a Haitian family, so in the Haitian culture, locks are seen as, it's just not the best. Like the stuff that people associate with it, that you just kind of like, we know it's not true, right? So basically, I didn't do it. But my hairstylist at the time, because my hair was also like 4C, and I also, that's just something that we can get into it like later, but in terms of like my relationship with my hair. So I was like, okay, I just want something where I can do, like, it could be easy for me, because it could be easy for me. So I can, like, I had a baby fro, I had a fro as well, so having to do my fro, like styling, all that stuff, I was like, this is a lot, it's stressing me, and my hair obviously it behaves its own way. So then in 2020, after literally all of 2019 just thinking about it, praying about it, asking people about it, I decided to lock my hair, and I went to this amazing hairstylist, shout out to Simone, and so then she locked my hair, and I went through my awkward phase while we were all quarantined, so that was very helpful. So by the time I came out,
You look.
I looked great.
I know that's right.
I love it. So how many locks do you have, Stefan?
I think I've counted. Last time I counted, I had 103.
What?
Yeah.
Do you have like micro locks or like?
No, my hair is just really thick.
I love that.
They're not necessarily micro. They're kind of thicker in the back, and I have smaller ones in the front, but they're really thick.
I love it.
So,
What about you?
Wow. Last time I counted is probably like around 110. But also, like, my locks are like, a lot of people, for example, at the beginning, they thought like they're kind of sister locks or whatever, because they're not as thick. And because I also wanted them to be not too thick, not too small, but they're just in the right size. So, yeah.
So since starting your lock journey, have you had any like significant milestones or memorable hair stories? Did you like to share?
I feel like I always have a hair story.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
hair tea.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a hair mishap or like a hair horror story or something? Like, anything that happened? Or no?
That was before my locks.
Tell me about
I
that.
could tell you that. So,
Give us hair tea.
high school. High school. Shout out to my homegirl, Lamisha Mosley, because she's doing hair still, and she was the one that always did my hair, right? So Lamisha was doing my hair in high school, and we were going outside and stuff like that, and I permed my hair. And she put like these red tracks in my hair, and it was amazing, okay? So I had my hair done, everything was good, and I thought I knew what I was doing, so I was like, oh, Lamisha did this to my hair, let me go and perm my hair again, because I needed a touch-up, right? Honey,
No.
the whole ring around the rosy of my head was gone.
No.
It was gone. I was in high school with no,
Edgy.
not even edges.
The front of her.
I had a fade, a fake
Not
fade.
the
I had a fake fade. So that's when I started my little Afro journey. And that's how it led into, so before that, I was doing all types of stuff to my hair. I was adding the weaves to my hair, and I loved it. I loved everything I did. But when I tried to do it myself, I burnt my hair off and I went bald. So
Oh no.
I had no hair around, and I had to basically I had to cover my hair with some scarves for a little bit and then let it grow out. And then I did the Afro, and then I ended up with locks. So I kind of had to learn my lesson the hard way with the chemicals because
So you did the entire,
the whole thing.
the whole.
Yes, ma'am.
Fast in the process.
Yes. I
Mine
love
was
that.
more of like over the years type of
Yes.
thing where like my hair was normal, obviously like
And you got to
my
enjoy
hair,
those phases.
so I had my I had my permed hair.
Ugh.
Then after my permed hair, I remember summer of 2012, around 2012, actually, because I remember I was in high school still, and I mean like aging myself. I was in high school, and then
Black don't crack.
you already know. So I was in high school, and I remember an issue of Essence. Solange knows, like, that's when she was going through like her hair journey and all that. So it's like, like it was just kind of like when the movement, like, it was being
right on
acceptable,
time.
and
It
it's
was
just
right
like
on
all that
time.
stuff. So I saw her, and I was like, oh my God, I want to go natural. Like I want to go back, because. And I forgot what my hair looked like, because I've been permed for so long. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like do it. And I did not want to do the big chops. So I was like, I'm just gonna let it grow and then have my perm hair. Horrible, because you have I have my 4C hair, straight hair, at the end, and then trying to style that, trying to make it like, it was not it. Like when I look at pictures, I'm like, what were you thinking, girl? Like you could have just cut it.
Yeah.
So then I remember one day, I was after school. I was at my friend Natalie's house, and then we were just she was kind of like doing my hair, and then it wasn't coming out the way we wanted it to. And I was like, you know what, Natalie, cut my hair. And she was just kind of like, she was scared. So I'm like, and I'm like, give her the scissors. I'm just gonna cut it. And then, so I cut the front, and then I was like, you can, and then that gave her kind of like put her at ease. Just cut off my hair. So cut off my hair, and I had this baby fro. And it was a lot. Like a lot of people were not used to it. I think when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, it's my face, new. But I think people's reactions to it they kind of like put me in a place where like, oh my God, I made a mistake.
So, Mehïka, you mentioned, well, both of you mentioned going through those different phases, the low awkward cut, the I don't know if I look good. So how has your perception of beauty and self-confidence evolved since you started this lock journey or throughout your hair journey up until this moment? Who wants to start?
I mean, I think for me, when I got my locks, it was just, I felt so confident. Like, I felt like this is me. Like, it's like, when you get to that moment and you realize this is what I'm supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And and it was kind of like having that moment of just everything aligning. Because before, obviously, I had my perm hair because that was a rite of passage in our community, in the Haitian community, growing up in Haiti, having your perm, like whether first communion or when you're transitioning from your elementary to middle school, like that kind of stuff, like it's a rite of passage. Versus when, like me cutting my hair and going back to natural was just kind of like, okay, it's me. I feel like it was amazing and because it was coincidentally like around the same time that I was graduating high school and going to college. So it was just kind of like me finding out like what works for me.
Yeah.
So then throughout that, I was still struggling to like feel like this, I love who I am. Because I was just like, I don't like this hair. Because everyone around me is telling me it's bad hair. It doesn't, like, my hair doesn't do what so-and-so's hair is doing. It's like, it shrinks a bit, like, even more. Like, it's just like a lot of like things that I was struggling with. But when I got my locks and I start like looking at myself, I'm like, wow, like I love me. Like I love who I'm seeing and I love this hair. So yeah.
about you, Sasa? When did it click?
So just like Mehïka, I feel like growing up in a Haitian household definitely would have deterred me from doing that. But I think I did everything to spite my Haitian household. And so it was, oh yes, it was so in line for me. So 16 years old, coming home with a piercing.
Oh, you're that kid. You're that kid. Oh no.
I was that kid. A piercing and my hair locked up. They was like, oh no. She's crazy. Cut it off. I'm gonna wait till you're sleeping and I'm gonna cut it off. All of these things they were telling me, and then I was like, oh, then I should keep doing this because y'all angry. Okay, I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right. You know, I just didn't. I didn't really want to do what they wanted me to do, and I think that's what also pushed me to do it. Like, no, I'm 16. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and my hair, I can control it. Y'all not about to tell me what to do. But the ugly phase for me was short. And I don't look at it as the ugly phase anymore because look, my hair is short, but I made it this short so I can have this like look because I like it short now. But I think when I did the faux locks, I knew what my hair was gonna look like. So I kind of had this projection. I was just like, well, it's gonna be this long, but waiting for it to get long was such a drag. You know, I felt like I was waiting forever, you know, and I would remember people looking at me like, don't even worry about it. Before you know, your hair's going to get super long and you're going to be in a different place in your life. And so for me, I felt like the journey really hit me when I think I just embraced it. I don't think I ever looked at it and felt like it wasn't right. I think the short phase was uncomfortable because I couldn't put it in a ponytail. But as soon as I got that thing in a ponytail, I was out. It was over.
Oh, I get that.
I love that.
So your parents, well, for you, your parents were like, oh, no. Was it the same for you? Did your parents have that kind of reaction?
I think the reactions I got, like for the longest time, my mother, because of the size of my locks, my mother thought my hair was braided. Like literally, my mom, I remember one day we were talking and then she was like, because my mom still lives in Haiti, so it's just like we were just FaceTiming. And then she was like, when are you going to take your hair out? And I was like, they're locked. And then she was kind of like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I have locks, that's, and I think her reaction, because I was like, my heart was a little tight. Even though I'm like, okay, I'm a whole adult. She can't tell me what to do. Right. But my heart was a little tight. But she was just she was like, wow, it suits you. It looks really good on you, And I think a lot of people in my family as well were like, who would say their opinions about locks. Once they saw me, they were like, oh, it looks really good. It goes with you, So I think that, for me, like, I don't know, it was just an interesting reaction because I expected them to be like going in, and saying some things, but they all like loved it and think that it was a good decision. So that's just beautiful.
Okay. So on this journey, was there anything you didn't expect in terms of like maybe the maintenance or whatever? Was there anything you didn't expect?
Oh yes.
No? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were lots of things. The length. Excuse me. I love my hair, so this is not me talking trash about y'all, okay? But the
hair about to be rebel.
Don't unravel. The maintenance for me, I think that the carefreeness was what I looked forward to. But being too carefree kind of got me into some hiccups with my hair because the buildup. So if you're using too much heavy waxes to lock your hair, you're gonna get the buildup. The buildup paired with the lint from the clothing, from everything you're collecting. Also didn't realize the spiritual implication of how heavy it would feel weight-wise and how heavy it would feel energetically, right? Because you're experiencing all these things, and people who don't have locks, they're combing their hair, they're losing their dead hair. Our hair is our fresh hair and dead hair. It's going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
So it's with us. Everything we're shedding stays with us in a sense. Unless you're like trimming your hair or whatnot, you kind of have all that energy with you. You know what I'm saying? How can you ever really get it all out? Some of us still have lint or whatever. You can do like the apple cider wash and stuff like that to get a lot of the buildup up. But the lint almost is like a hair in itself. It gets tangled all up in there. So I didn't expect that.
I used to work front desk at this hair salon, Natural Trendsetters. This is where I started my locks, so shout out to Simone. And so I would see all the different things that they would do to locks, like whether adding hair or just kind of, I had some kind of idea of what to expect. But I think what I did not expect that I do now is like being able to still be flexible, even though I have locks. Being able to still do like braids or like different hairstyles that like people, because my fear was also like, oh, I'm gonna have locks and my hair is gonna be the same all the time. So being able to have like, shout out to my friend Kima, who's always like doing like different styles with my hair and always showing me that, like expanding my world in that way, that like the versatility of it. So that's something I did not expect. So I love that.
I love that.
So yeah. But there is a difference in terms of like kids who grew up in the diaspora and kids who grew up in Haiti. And when you grow up in Haiti, you are also subject to the societal aspect of the community and them telling you that comme si by dread ça c'est pas bon, and also like it's not even that saying it, but you don't have a space where school would not allow you. What school in Haiti would allow you to wear your hair like this? You know what I mean? Like there is no space to exist in that way, So for me to see a lot of Haitian who grew up in Haiti similar as me, having locks is like a big thing. I'm like, oh my God, guys, we're free. Look at us expressing our freedom. Because like you know this, and just like in Haiti, like the school we went to, they tell you how to do your hair, not to paint your nails. Like there's a lot of like the socks, it's like so conservative that there's no freedom,
No expression.
no expression. So then to be able to see people expressing themselves is just beautiful, and the fact that like I'm able to do that is also beautiful.
Yeah. Yes. It is.
Yeah.
I love that. So you feel like having your locks has helped you find that sense of individuality and creativity with yourself.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I remember when I was starting my locks, I was working in corporate office. I was working for an advertising agency. So I remember the fear of like, oh my God, I'm gonna come to work with locks. I'm gonna come to just.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, what are these people? And there weren't that many black people in my office, okay? And in my team, I was the only one. So it was just kind of, I was so like, and then there was this lady in HR, she had her long locks, and I remember asking her for advice, and her being like, girl, like, just show up and be you, and it's beautiful. Like, just kind of like her encouraging me. But right when I started my locks, a month later, we went into quarantine.
Try to educate these people, let's say these misconceptions or these microaggressions, whether, let's say, from the Haitian community. Do you try to educate them, or do you go about your merry way and just stay fly? Like, how do you handle these pushbacks?
I think it depends on the person.
Okay.
Sometimes I try to educate and have a conversation. Sometimes if it's not that, like, I'm like, I don't got time for this today, so I'm just gonna keep it moving.
What about you? What do you think? How do you approach these type of situations?
Personally, I think I've had my hair for a long time, like about 16 years.
Oh,
right?
16?
16 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
So
Girl, I'm only like 3 years in.
yeah. So I feel like I've watched people kind of not accept them when I was a little bit younger. And before I had my locks, I had like, what do you call it? BDBs?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have 4C hair, so my hair is very tight and it curls up around the edges. And so I remember when I got my locks, somebody telling me, you should perm your edges. And I remember how upset I was. Because I was in this lock journey, and it was just like my natural hair, so it was just like, it's not good enough, like my edges, I remember being so upset. Now I do baby hairs, and I feel like the standard of beauty has changed a lot, and I feel like people's microaggressions are based on that foundation, whatever the beauty standard really is. And I had to learn that sometimes people's microaggressions weren't always like from a negative place. I think sometimes they're like, you're a beautiful girl. I think you should do this, this, and that, so you could be here because everybody has baby hairs now.
Yeah, it's based on their own experiences and all that.
And what's kind of like seen as beautiful. So now having baby hairs is a thing. There was always a thing in the Haitian community, d'enfance, to have it and everything.
Yes.
We had that.
We had that.
But it was like different, Now the baby hairs is like swoop, swoop, a little
Yeah, they do a
sideburn.
design, a little, you
It's
know.
kind of like we kind of have a look, a trend, you know. And so I stopped taking their microaggressions personally because I was like, oh, they're just in the trend, and they don't see me in the trend, and they're like, oh, you should be in the trend or add this to your thing or whatever. So now I don't look at it like that anymore. Actually, now I actually embrace all types of stuff like baby hairs, adding hair, maybe throwing a wig on. I had a wig on.
Yes,
My
I remember when I
locks.
first put a wig on, I was like, oh, I can do that. And also, like, I'm not gonna lie,
That's
shout out to
amazing.
like Hallie and Chloe Bailey for like
Yes.
showing
us
us
the
that
way.
we can like,
Yes,
like I
shout
get
out
so
to
many
them.
hair inspiration from them, and I think I know there are probably other like women with locks who have been doing these things, but to me, they're the first that I've seen just kind of like on that
Yes,
level, just kind of like
representing that.
doing all that, and that kind of like inspired me. I would get like I screenshot, get the little hair inspo to kind of give me my own like, okay, I can do this with my hair. I can add this hair. I can remove this hair. It's my hair, and I can do whatever I want with it.
I love that. So
You know?
wait, so let's piggyback off that. So what's your favorite hairstyle or a go-to or something you want to try?
Oh, I got a new hairstyle in my bag.
Tell me what is it?
I got two hairstyles, okay? I cannot
Okay,
wait to
all
try.
right, let's do
Okay,
it.
so I wanted to do a lace front, but because my hair is so thick, it's hard to braid it down, you know? The one time they got a lace front in, my hair was shorter, so I was just like, I'm not gonna try that again. But now, I wanna do the style where I twist it up into a ponytail, and I add the curly hair in the back as a ponytail attached to it, so it's kind of giving my hair all like, you know,
I did that.
twisted down. You did that?
I did
With
it,
the
but
ponytail?
with not. I did like a no. I did like it was kind of like for my birthday. I did like I'm like I wish I could show you, but it's like I did. It was my locks, just kind of braided in, and then like kind of ponytail, and then my friend added like, but it was like for like kinky hair.
Oh, it was like a
to it,
puff.
so it became like a big, and then we kind of also we did it like. The look was like, it looks like I have hair up there and then down here. So we kind of like added crocheted hair into my locks. And it was just such a beautiful, a lot of people thought it was my hair.
Yes, because it's giving
It
4C.
looks
It's
good.
giving 4C.
It's
It looks
giving-
like you twisted it up and
Yep.
you let the back out.
Yes,
Exactly.
pretty much.
I want to do that with curly hair in the
It's
back.
gonna be cute.
And I want to do the mermaid locks, where you
mermaid
crochet. So the mermaid locks is this new thing. Shout out to the creator. I forgot her name, but she's giving us the new way. So you add regular curly human hair into the end of the locks.
Okay.
Some people crochet through the root of the
I've seen
twist,
that,
so
I've
you
seen
have a
that,
little
yeah, I've
curly
seen that,
effect
I've
on
seen
top
that, yeah.
of it. And it's basically your locks, and sometimes they wrap it too, so it's the same texture, but it's basically regular curly wavy hair under your locks.
Okay.
So she cut her hair, she had like faux locks, and then she cut them and she added the extensions. Girl, they was down the hair and it was just wave after wave.
She said,
Slowly
"Let's just wave. It's giving Ariel."
Yes, it's giving Ariel, definitely mermaid locks. So that's my next two styles.
Oh wow.
Excited.
I'm like, do I have any styles? I think like styles I haven't done that I've been wanting to do. There is a style that I think Chloe did where she put her hair back in the bun and then she had curly hair, just fringes, just kind of like added.
Cute.
So it's like that's something I'm like, oh, it's been on my little list. So that's
Nice.
probably something that I'll do.
Nice.
But my go-to hairstyle is literally putting my hair up and then just letting it just do whatever. I always feel like it looks so. That's like my easy. Like I'm going out and I just kind of like, oh, I don't want to put my
I
hair
call
down. I
that the
just go.
power pineapple.
Yeah, it's like a.
Power pineapple?
Yep, I call it the power pineapple.
It's just kind of like I just put it up and then it just does whatever and I'm like, oh, it looks good. Like you know, it's just
ready to go.
ready
How
to
can
go.
you lose with the hair up? You can't.
So do you guys do your hair by yourself or do you have locticians and like what's the hair care regimen for you now? Like how do you by your own or what is it?
I have a problem.
Oh.
I don't let nobody do my hair. I have a problem. My friend tells me that all the time. I have a problem.
So this is all you
This is me.
Wow,
This is all me.
you go, girl.
Thank you.
I wish I could.
And I
you
did
know.
locks. I did locks for other people.
Oh.
For like a year and a half. I was like the loctician for like a couple of my clients. And I like my whole process of doing their hair was really sacred. You know, I wash my hands, make sure my energy is clean before I touch their hair. The space is very calm. They can smoke, they can relax, they can use the TV, play what they want to play. For me, it's like we're doing your hair. This is like an intimate thing.
It
you know,
is.
we're
It
close. We can smell each other. We can feel each other's energy, the energy, the feelings. So for me, I just don't really trust people like that. And I just told my friend today, you know what, I'm going to scout for somebody. So I'm looking for a hairstylist that doesn't mind being open to the things that I want, like cleaning their energy and just, creating a safe space for me to feel like I can really be free. So, yeah.
So if anyone's watching this, hit her up, okay?
Yeah, I need a stylist.
No, I have a loctician.
You
I
do?
wish I could I tried over quarantine one time and did not. It's like it's not me. Like it's some people I can do. I cannot like retwist other people's hair. I can do other styles. But like when it comes to my own hair, I can't. So I always try to find someone I trust, and I have my amazing loctician here in Brooklyn. So it's like
amazing.
She just I don't know. We have a pretty cool relationship where whenever like my hair and we have a very interesting relationship. Because growing up, there was a time where I lost my hair. It was like a whole story. Like, lost all my hair. I always have a weird, tug of war with my hair. So, or whenever I stress, my hair follicles are the ones that get attacked. So it's like I lose hair. It's like crazy. So, to me, a relationship with whoever takes care of your hair, your loctician, is like super deep. So, the person who does my hair now is just our relationship and her being able to tell me like what to add, what to do whenever like she's noticing something wrong with my hair. So I think it's obviously a trusted relationship. But yeah, I have someone who helps me out because I can't do it by myself. And
yes. I'm so glad you have somebody. Yeah.
It's totally fine. So what are some, let's say for someone who would just start their lock journey, what are some advice that you would give them, what to know, how to begin?
Okay. I would say, first of all, I'm going to tell you to look at it from a spiritual aspect. Get somebody that can really put the love and the care into the first time for you. You're going to remember that first time. I would even, anoint certain oils for yourself. Make it a ritual. Make it a thing. This is going to be a commitment, a relationship. The next thing I would say, get yourself a silk bonnet to cover your hair at night. You must fight against the lint.
That is so true.
Be diligent.
Like the other day, I found, it's like I knew, but I didn't know. Because the other day, literally, I was like, what are these like white things in my hair? So I'm like freaking out, thinking like, oh my god, some type of things is like eating. I was going crazy. So I'm like Googling, I'm like, something's happening to my hair. And it's like, oh, it's like it's normal. It's a normal thing. It's just kind of like, And I went to my loctician, obviously we did the whole apple cider, like a whole treatment and stuff. So it's just kind of like very interesting for me to, and I was like, oh, that's something that's regular that happens.
It's normal.
And I'm like, oh my God, not another thing to watch out for.
Normal. But you know what you can do for that? Brush the locks.
I've heard that.
Brush them.
I've heard that.
Brush the locks every night, like, you know what I'm saying? A part of your face routine before you go to bed. Brush them babies. And you'll get a lot of the lint out. You get a lot of debris out that way. I would suggest another thing. I know people say don't oil your hair, but I would say oil your locks.
Really?
Oil your scalp. There's like a battle in the hair community about oiling versus non-oiling. I'm an oiler. I come from Grèce. Mete Grèce na tête tout.
I do, and because of that trauma, I do it twice a week. Because I just feel like trauma of just, when your family's just like, you gotta grace it there too and all that craziness.
Yes.
So then I always had I hate it when I would get like grease in my ears and trauma. So then I just kind of like
it's dripping.
Yeah. I was like, no, I do it like twice a week. Like I just do it sometimes 3 times depending on when my hair needs it. But I would say, do it. Don't compare yourself to anyone else's journey. Your hair is different. And don't freak out if each of your locks look different, because my locks, obviously, if you're looking at them, they look the same, kind of. But they are literally different strains of, they're unique, which is very beautiful to think of, oh, this comes from my head, but it's still, unique. It's still, so just kind of, focus on that. It's your journey. It's no one else's, so.
Yeah.
So how would you give me a word to describe your hair journey? From, let's say, all the mishaps to where you are now, what would be a word to describe that experience? Or how would you sum it up?
To now. I think flexible. I would say flexible is a good word. I just cut off some lock extensions that I have for over a year. I've had them blondes. I've had extensions. Now I'm about to try some different styles. Somebody managed to put a wig on top of it. So I used to get these cream hair dyes where you don't even actually have to dye your hair. You just rub the cream color in, and it just looks like you dyed your hair. I did that. And I feel like my lock journey has been really flexible. And I think another word would feel like I'm the it girl now, because locks are the it girl thing to have, right? The faux locks. Like now I'm the trendsetter because I did it for, no, kidding. But that's how I feel. I definitely feel like it's trendy, and I'm just in the flow now. And I just love that Black girls are embracing it. So I definitely feel like the word would be a flexible, like a calm flex, you know?
I think my word would be resilient, you know, because I feel like I've gone through so much, like with my hair, so much with like, you know, through like perm and all that stuff. And it's still I've always like, it's like talking about my hair is like it found itself, you know. So I think it's this being resilient, and even having the fact that I've gone through each of these journeys because of like societal things and all that stuff is just it's great. Like it's great that now that I've found who I am. So to me, it's resilient.
I love that.
Love it.
So any last words of advice or word of wisdom you would share for Natural Hair Day? Like what would you tell someone about embracing your hair?
Always water your hair daily. My naturals. Wet that hair. It's a plant. It's a plant.
That's a good. Like, it's so interesting because usually like we're always running away from the water. That's interesting that you say that.
Wet that hair.
He's like, run to that water. I'm just kidding. I try whatever you want to try. It's your hair. Just try it until you find what fits you. You know. So I think it's not like the journey is like even though we both have locks, our journeys have been different. So it's like the journey is just it's not one thing. It's like different, like based on the individual. So it's just do whatever, like find you.
Yes.
You know.
And I also want to say, when you say do whatever, I think what I want to say is that there's a big misconception, in my opinion, that if you have a lace front or if your hair doesn't appear to be natural, you're not natural. But Black women are the purveyors of protective hairstyles. So I just feel like that's another thing. Like, don't be judging nobody's lace front because you really don't know what's underneath there.
You don't know.
You have no idea how natural it can get.
Head of locks.
Yeah, you know, I think it's like I said, just do what. It's like it's your hair, it's your journey. Like it's like my hair, like my relationship with my hair has been like so like interesting over the years. Where like I did not have a good relationship with my hair because I grew up in the community and I had a mother who like my mom is, you know, like her hair is different. Like my mom is the light skinned Haitian with like beautiful like what they call beautiful hair. You know, like her hair is different than mine. So like my mom always had a hard time with my hair. So because of that, to me, my hair was always like, oh my God, it's bad. And people would always say like, oh, why don't you have your mom's hair? Like all that stuff. So it would always be so hard, you know.
Your hair wasn't good hair.
Like my hair wasn't good hair.
Right.
So then my relationship with my hair was just it was hard. So then to be able to, in that time, like go through all the different things to find what works for me, it's just amazing, you know, and being one with my hair now. It's just amazing.